Hi. Oh, I'm Sabine. I'm vegan. What's up YouTube, and welcome to BiOptimizers series, where I put myself through a bunch of challenges for your entertainment, but most importantly so that we can learn, grow and evolve together. Now if you couldn't quite get it from the intro before, I'm going vegan for a week. I even had a name tag. Vegan. So don't you forget, veganism is becoming extremely popular, but just because something is popular doesn't mean that it's good for you and good for your health. This is not my first rodeo, and I'm definitely not dissing vegans because I have been one for a whole year. So there is a lot to unpack in this video, so sit back and enjoy. If you're still not familiar with the vegan diet, it's a diet that embraces all plant-based foods like legumes, grains, nuts and seeds, fruits and vegetables, and tofu. All animal-derived foods are completely off limits like meat, eggs, dairy, and in some cases even honey. Good morning. Just made my breakfast, and if there is one meal that I could have for the rest of my life, I know this might sound sad, but this would be it. I just substituted my regular collagen for vegan protein, and this, my friends, this is a dessert. I'm just glad I could make it vegan. I actually learned a lot from my 1 year vegan endeavor. First was I realized that I consumed and obsessed too much about protein. Now it's more about quality, not quantity, especially that I have mass times with every single meal, so I know that I am absorbing and assimilating all those proteins and nutrients. I finally realized that I'm dairy intolerant. And also, I really fell in love with eating vegetables. Now it's my favorite thing. Every single meal will be based around vegetables, especially now that I'm eating very low carb meals, except this in the morning. This is my pre-workout meal too. I've chopped up some cabbage, grated some carrots, cucumber, pepper, but you can obviously use whatever vegetables you have on hand. We have some rice paper rolls, and I'm a big fan of spinach, so we're gonna put some spinach in there. You can do any other greens. It just bulks it out nicely. And we have some tempeh pieces. I wanted to do something with you. So I use glucose monitors, and I'm not diabetic, but I love to use it to collect data. I'm actually doing a couple of experiments, and one of them I can actually incorporate in my vegan diet because it has 2 very sad vegan ingredients: beans and rice. I'm always cautious about the amount of sugar or carbohydrates that I have, so I'm going to show you how I do it. So I'm actually in between work now. I'm trying to do a bunch of editing. Quick little lunch, and this is it. Just a little smoothie bowl. And honestly, I kind of forgot how crappy vegan protein is in smoothies. It is so much better with whey. It is a lot more creamier and kind of like a smoother, more ice creamy texture. And this just turned into slush. So anyway, this is it. It's not too bad. Food-wise, I have pretty much copy and pasted every single dinner. I'm such a creature of habit. If something works and I like it, I will continue having it. So I've been making these butter bowls every single evening, and honestly it's just so convenient. I just chuck whatever vegetables I have and usually it just consists of leafy greens, broccoli, cauliflower, tempeh, hummus, kimchi. But back in the day when I was a vegan, I loved going back to my family's home and just cook a really badass vegan meal. So today I'm gonna make some lasagna. I'm currently on the floor in my room contemplating life. Now listen, I'm not really enjoying anything at the moment. I'm not looking forward to my meals. I don't even miss meat, or I don't crave certain foods. For 8 weeks, I am being very specific with my diet, and it just happens that I'm vegan this week out of my own choice. But I think what's frustrating is that I can't seem to hit my macros and I can't seem to hit my protein, and I'm overdoing on carbs, honestly. And the bathroom situation, it is like something that a rabbit would leave. And like I keep going to the bathroom thinking I need to, and then it's literally just gas. It just got so bad that I would go to the toilet about 15 times a day thinking I need to go, and then it's just false alarm and I feel so bloated. Apart from this lasagna that I made yesterday, I keep making salads and like cauliflower hash browns, and it's like it's all vegetable based, and yet my body is like... So bathroom situation, I had to solve it with an old friend of mine. So I think that pretty much sums it up. I wanted to create something that I used to have back in the day, and this is it. You know what? On a vegan diet, you can't really get mad at this because it just looks beautiful and colorful. Anyway, this is like really simple. As you know, I have been vegan before, so I thought this would be a great chance for me to talk about my previous experience. So I have prepared something. There we are, my vegan baggage. Sorry? Oh, we're doing a different show? Oh, well, can I have a script then? Because I only prepared for this one. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. It's a beautiful day here in England, and what a better way to celebrate than to stay indoors and play a game called the Vegan Myths Busted. Please welcome our guest. Okay, here are the rules. I will be giving you a very popular vegan statement, and you will have to figure out whether it's true or just a myth. All right, so first statement: vegans can't get enough protein. Myth. She's not very talkative, is she? Now, I believe this myth has stemmed from the quality of vegan protein. Now, if you look at the term complete protein, it refers to amino acids, aka the building blocks of protein. Now, for it to be considered complete, it has to have adequate amounts of all 9 essential amino acids. Things like meat, eggs, fish are considered to be complete. Now, things like quinoa, lentils, nuts and seeds, not so much. So it doesn't mean that vegans can't get enough of essential amino acids, it just means that they need to have a variety of food to fulfill that. Vegans can become deficient in omega-3s and B12. True. Now, on paper it looks like you can get enough omega-3s on a vegan diet from nuts and seeds and other plant-based foods. But plant-based omega-3s are in the wrong form, also known as ALA or alpha-linolenic acid. When I say wrong form, I mean that our body needs to go through the extra process of converting ALA into EPA or DHA for our body to be able to utilize it. And some researchers suggest that conversion rate can be as little as 5% or even less. Now, in this little table here, you can see that all of these plant-based foods contain ALA and are missing the very important DHA and EPA. B12, on the other hand, is also abundant in meats and fish and isn't found in plant-based foods. It is commonly added to fortified cereal, but it is produced synthetically to make it vegan friendly. Soy can mess with your hormones. Truth. Now let's put it into some context. Soy gets a lot of bad press. I even feel bad for it. It is naturally rich in plant-based estrogen, although it is much weaker than the estrogen that us humans produce. You would have to consume large quantities for you to feel or see any imbalance, meaning it's not entirely impossible. This is actually one of the biggest reasons why I stopped being vegan, because it messed with my hormones. I even lost my period. TMI? No, but I think it's a very important thing to talk about because I am still trying to fix that to this day. But hey, everyone's different. Soy is also high in lectins, an anti-nutrient that when consumed in large quantities can reduce your ability to absorb nutrients, meaning you're decreasing your whole meal's nutritional value, which can lead to bunch of deficiencies. And finally, soy is also commonly used as a food additive. Now it's cheap, it's high in protein, and if you start checking your labels, you'll notice how often it actually appears on the box. The thing is, companies use it as a cheap alternative to bulk out the food and sort of manipulate the macronutrients to make the product seem more appealing. It's all a lie. And our final statement, plants have feelings too. I'm sorry, who comes up with these? Plants have feelings. Okay, we will come back after a short break. Let's give this a little burger try. So I haven't got my top bun. That's because I want to keep the carbs low. Can you tell the difference? It literally tastes like meat. No? I know that everyone keeps going on about it, but texture-wise, this is 10 out of 10. It's kind of scary. This is the most I've enjoyed a meal this week, and it was super simple to make. I don't want this to end. So what would you rate it taste-wise?
9.5.
I like it. There's always room for improvement. If I had to rate the ingredients, I'd probably say 5, because it's not really ideal, at least from my perspective.
Remember at the beginning of this video, I put on a CGM to run a little food experiment, and I am so glad that I did because data doesn't lie. First, I want to show you my glucose pattern from just a random day on my vegan diet. And as you can see, my glucose is having a roller coaster. All those big spikes are extremely unhealthy. It ages us, it causes inflammation. So no matter what type of diet you're on, the aim should be to always flatten that curve. So that's why I ran a food experiment to show you exactly how to do that. On one day, I consumed 65 grams of black rice, and on another the same amount of rice but with 1 cup of beans. Now the data is so interesting because even when I consumed 3 times more food, as you can see here in that top graph, the spike was significantly smaller because I made a smarter choice. How did that happen? Well, the fiber from beans actually slowed down the absorption of the starch from the rice. So if you can avoid eating all starchy foods on their own, they will just create a massive spike, and instead just have fats and protein and fiber with your meals. So that will just help you flatten out the curve. I hope that helps.
Wow, what a week. I'm so glad it's over. I actually did my check-in today and my weight hasn't really changed, but I am holding a lot more water, as you can probably see. I'm actually so glad I did this because it made me appreciate how far I've come on my gut healing journey. So if there is one thing that you take away from this, I want you to go and experiment yourself, find what works for you and what doesn't work for you, make loads of mistakes and learn and grow from them. But I would love to hear from you down in the comments. Let me know if you tried a plant-based diet and what your experience was like. But here are my takeaways. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe, and in the meantime, check out these other videos.